again, the nature of the show is that they ask you like 20 questions on the lie detector test. Now, you answer the question however you want to answer it, but the lie detector test is going to tell the truth live on the show. So if you said no to something on the test and you come back and you give the same answer no on the show, the lie detector they're going to use the lie detector to determine whether you're lying or telling the truth. So and the thing is that given that show, cheating ain't the only embarrassing thing that people have said on that show. There's been people who lost their jobs on that show. There's been people who've lost their parents on that show. So I got a question for y'all. Would y'all be able to do that show with the full confidence that you would not embarrass your partner or your family?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't do the show at all if it was something that would even think it would be embarrassing to my relationship. But me personally, I would go on the show if it was necessary, if she wanted to do it. But I don't like being in media anyway. Like, I barely like doing this. But me personally, I wouldn't have a problem telling the truth on something because I live by righteousness. So that's just me.
Gotta keep in context. You're on the lie detector when they ask you the questions before. So you don't answer the questions how you answer it. But there's a lie detector test that's gonna tell the truth on the show. So I just remember, keep that in mind when you answer this question. Would you be able to go on that show with the full confidence that you will not embarrass your partner or your family?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's gonna not embarrass them, but I'm gonna just be like, "Hey, listen, we're gonna this money when this is over, so just suck it up. It's fine. You will be all right."
I done sat in locker rooms, talked in barbershops, and all kind of shit, and I'm convinced that I don't believe nobody can go on that show with the confidence that they won't embarrass their partner.
I could go on that show.
I'm not gonna sit here and cap.
I ain't going on that show. That's against everything that I stand on. You don't put your business, good or bad, out in the street like that, out for the world to see.
You don't put your business out there.
Nah, you just stay. That stuff got to stay in the house.
I mean, that's if you doing something dirty. If you're not doing nothing, you confident that you're not doing nothing.
Right.
That show me being hooked up to a lot. But it's not gonna.
It wasn't just.
Right.
Me being hooked up on that lie detector test is going to get y'all's mind out of the gutter about me being a person, because people have this thing about they see a thick girl, they think she out in the streets. I need y'all to know, Shantae be acting right. Hook me up.
Wait,
I mean, but they're asking sexual. I'm sorry, that ain't everybody's business. I mean, they're asking. It's not about even not being honest. It's about the context.
Sure it's
of
not
everything.
for everybody, but I know that I won't say anything that's going to be embarrassing. If anything, I think I will look good in the end. I'm not nervous about no lie detector.
Hold on. I think the problem is, because I can do it, but if you ask me who's your favorite child, boom, you already hurting somebody. It's because you have relationships. Huh?
I don't even have an answer for that. Both my kids are equal. I don't have a favorite child.
But the lie test may determine that's a lie.
Right, exactly.
I don't though. That's not a lie. That's not a lie.
I'm sure
sometimes we lie to ourselves, man. I'm just saying.
Look,
everybody
nah,
that
seriously
believe what Shan believed. Oh, ain't no way in hell. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of people go on that show and they remember the answer that they gave before. And I was like, man, when that money's on the line, they're like, if I say what I said before, we're gonna lose. So a lot of them don't even say the same answer that they said in the room, because they may have lied in a room and told the truth on the show, all in the name of getting the money. There's been questions where they asked, was your partner your first? Or do you like he asked one of the questions, have you ever thought about another man and stuff like that? Or have you ever, you know what I mean?
That's different.
Have you ever stole money from a job? There's a lot of people think that they can answer those questions completely and truthfully, and they get exposed on the show.
Can I say something before we move forward?
To know how shows work in the first place, shows ask these questions, like you said beforehand, but even just to get on the show, they want to make sure the show is juicy. They're not even picking people unless there's juice. I probably wouldn't even make it like they be like, boring, get out of here. And they have a setup. They ask her, it sound good, and they put her on the TV. It's a whole process before she even gets to that point. So
can I answer? I never answered, can honesty ruin a marriage?
Yeah, go ahead, Ruth.
Okay, so I believe that it's important to be honest in a marriage. It will be helpful if you told them what they were about to encounter But the most important thing you can do is actually talk about before, when you have feelings for somebody else, have that honest conversation. How many people could say that they can say, "Oh, I had a dream about your friend." You can't you're not being honest at that point, and that could probably prevent it. You know what I mean? So if y'all really like that, don't let it's true. I like sometimes you can be really honest, but it depends on the person that you have. Some people can't take it and they'll be more insecure. And other people will appreciate it, like, okay, can I do something better? Can we work on our relationship? So I think that in general, it shouldn't ruin the marriage if you are more honest, if you have better communication, if you could tell somebody where you're coming from and they want to understand, then it could help. But if you just gonna be like, I'm gonna do all my dirt and then be honest and I expect to still have a spouse, you might not have one.
So I got a question, because somebody, I think it was Daryl, who stated that this man was doing his job right in the beginning or something. So what job do you have to be doing right in order to get a woman to not be a liar, to not deceive you, betray you, disrespect you, be evil and reckless? What job can a man possibly do right in order to prevent that?
Well, if you watch
because from my understanding, that's something you're supposed to internalize as a person, your overall character. And you shouldn't require nobody to do anything to be able to be, especially your husband, to be honest and respect him and not betray him.
I'm sure he was disrespectful before they got married. She was disrespectful before they got married. Sure. She did little things in her character. That's why I agree with Daryl that you do have to vet. You do have to watch how they treat the waiter. There's little things that we
episode, because from this
relationship. Let me finish. If we go back to all the relationships that we had, there are some signs there. If you go back and you're being honest, that person was a dishonest person, or how he acts is exactly how he was going to treat me when we broke up. So you don't know these things until you have experience. But after that, you can't say, well, I don't know how to vet. Like, I can't make somebody tell the truth. You can just make sure you avoid liars, cheaters, and promiscuous people. See, there you go. I think
to answer your question,
I wasn't finished what I was saying at first, but y'all go ahead. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
I thought you was done. I thought you asked the question.
No, but what I was gonna say is, I was asking y'all, did y'all see the entire show? Because I only saw what we saw here, and I'm trying to figure out how y'all are able to determine surety that this man was disrespectful to this woman.
I never said that.
No, I didn't say that.
She was disrespectful.
She said, I'm sure this man was disrespectful to this woman.
No, she said woman.
No, I said that, but I changed it. Sometimes when you speak, you say the wrong thing. I said the woman was disrespectful to the man.
I just think, you be the change you want to see. So you can't control anybody. I think that, if you live in righteousness, you be honest. Me personally, I'm honest. I'm probably too honest sometimes in the beginning, and it may cause some issues. But I honestly can see what happens when we have a disagreement. And I think it's all about my delivery on how I say that when I decide to be honest. But I think personally, you just got to be the change you want to see and stand on righteousness as a man. And you cannot control anybody lying. You cannot control what somebody else does. I just think that if you stand in that, you be yourself, and you do the best you can to just be unapologetically you, whatever that looks like, people are just going to walk out of your life. I mean, I usually have it, and I'm okay with that because I believe in marriage and I only need one person. So I think, me personally, that's how you pretty much get the person that you're looking for. And again, that does not mean that you or her will not lie. I just think that, it's a better chance, to be able to just stand in righteousness and just be the change that you want to see. That's just the way I
didn't answer my question, but I appreciate it. You can move on, but nobody answered the question.
I mean, you don't have to be condescending. What was your question then, sir? Because you asked me you said what was his job to make sure that she doesn't do X, Y, and Z. And I said that you cannot control anybody else to not do or do X, Y, and Z. But I said his job is to be respectful and be the change that he will want to see, which means he has to be honest, which means he has to be everything that he wants in a woman. That's what I said. That's what I got out of the question that you asked. So if I didn't understand your question, I apologize.
The question came from your statement you made earlier. You said that the man was doing his job right in the beginning. And now you're saying there's nothing he can do to change this person. So
He was talking about vetting. If he was doing his job
I said
right,
vetting first. I said what I said first was his job as to vet, and you disagree with that, which is okay. You said he cannot vet.
I'd already
Right, and then your next question was what?
I wasn't talking about the vetting part.
So what was your second question?
You said doing his job right was totally different from the conversation when you spoke about vetting, but it's okay. Don't worry about it.
All right,
it's not this. I think you misheard me, but I won't worry about it, sir.
Go ahead, move on, y'all. We'll go ahead and move on.